All right. I believe we're recording. We're fucking recording, lad. All right. Let me just. Oh. All right. I have now adjusted myself. So, guys, today is 19th of July, Sunday today, right? Coming up to about 5:30 p.m. right now. And I thought, you know what, let me just break down my analysis for the upcoming week. I'm not going to lie. When I first started the analysis this morning, literally, I could not be asked for it whatsoever. I don't know why. I really don't. It was such a weird feeling I was having. But yeah, I think because last night I still again overworked myself. Woke up early this morning, got straight to this, not doing anything fun, right? Or sorry, for entertainment, let's say. And yeah, that's why I just couldn't be asked for it. So I done half the peers and then took a bit of a break and then started doing the rest of it because work got cancelled. So I kind of like allowed myself to take a longer break than, you know, just like a 15-minute break and then getting back to it. But okay, let me just get on with it. Stop waffling, man. All right, Aussie dollar, US dollar. It's interesting. It is now at it is now at a level where the double top occurred previously, right? In the downtrend structure. Oh, whoopsie. Let's go to weekly. Right. So around this sort of level is where the double top occurred. And price has now gone there again and actually showed a rejection. So you can call it a triple top now, right? However, this trend line, I don't even know if I want to call it a third touch over here, right? Okay, so for the second touch of this trend line, yes, price did bounce off, but it's not like a big bounce. It just practically is floating along with the trend line. So I don't really know how I feel about that. But despite that, if we were just to look at it as being a third bounce, price hasn't actually closed past below the breakout candle of the trend line. So it could just be a false breakout. Price wants to carry on going upwards. On the daily and 4 hour, it's also in a bit of a range over here, in a range box. If it was to break above to the upside and also above this double top area or triple top area now, this is definitely, you know, shooting upwards quite a bit. I'm expecting it to. And I want to see what the rejection at that level is like on the lower time frames, because it's traveling in this range, right? This was a manipulative move outside of this. Prices come straight back in, shown resistance again at the top of this range box, and now expecting it to come lower. First target will be at this bottom of range box over here, and then if it was to break past below that even, I will continue taking another short position up to probably this sort of level, but we shall see. I want to move along swiftly because I don't want to go on too long. All right, Euro USD, interesting stuff. Price has broken this trend line, but not super convincingly for me. Kind of want to explain how. Especially on weekly, it'll be easier to see. So obviously that's the first moment of the trend line. This is second, and this clusterfuck over here is the third, right? So on this third point, basically, this point over here made a spike upwards, and prices failed to close above this level, from which I'm assuming that it will want to come lower. right? However, if it was to break and close past this upon a retest, I will take a long and keep it simple. But just by that, I feel like it's going to come lower. What I'll be doing is monitoring it on the 4-hour time frame just to see how things. Oh, another interesting thing was, I'm pretty sure it was this. It wasn't it? Yeah. So it's made a triple top like formation over here, and it's also made like a whammy formation, right? This W-like formation, which is mentioned in the Naked Forex book, which is a great book for technical analysis, candlestick patterns, and charting stuff. Highly recommend to read that. Brilliant book. So that is a great pattern formed accordingly to that, and it's also made an evening star formation over here. Interesting, right? I want to see how the market opens up on that. USD CAD quickly. So I was in a short before. I'm still in a short right now. However, I did lose a position over here as well. It literally got triggered to the pip and took me out of stop loss. Shit happens, I guess. But okay, the head and shoulders formation on this one still is valid. So it could go lower. I just want to see how it reacts off this sort of level over here, right? If it was to break above this, I'll probably take a long and hedge against my initial trade. If it was to successfully break below this, upon a retest, I will take a short. Basically, that'll be along with the original short that I already had. So I want to see how that goes. And also, oh, I'm super happy, right? So I don't think I mentioned it in my journal, but I've actually been sticking to the 2% rule very well. And I'm trying to find really good setups now. Obviously, hindsight bias is always going to be like crazy, right? You're going to feel like some next level of enlightenment after something has happened, and then you're looking back on it, you're like, yeah, I shouldn't have done this and whatnot. But during the moment, you've also got justifications for doing something. But as a whole, I feel like I'm taking such nicer trades, like high probability trades, not just like kind of half-assing it. Saying that, maybe with this one, it could have been that I should have waited for it to break, retest, and then take a short. However, I thought I placed my entry at a decent level. But maybe that's me thinking like a retail trader, right? The smart money traders, they already knew that all the retail traders were going to place the entry somewhere like this, right? The bastards took me out, literally like entered me to the pip, to the T, and then took me straight out, kind of thing. So yeah, I guess shit happens. But anyways, let's move on. GBAUD. All right, on weekly, quickly, it is making an uptrend structure over here all across. On daily, it seems to have made a double bottom for this retracement for the initial uptrend swing. Oh Lord, oh gosh. There's certain candlestick formations I'm going to look at, and just to see how the structure forms, because okay, let's go into the 4-hour. We can kind of see that this downtrend structure on daily for the retracement, it's kind of changing, right? So it was downtrend, 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 and it made a new high this point over here compared to these points over there. And I want to see how this one sticks as well, right? If it was to close below this and literally just reverse off where it is right now, that would suggest that that's a higher low, right? So we could take a trade for a long. I want to see what this is looking like. It's interesting. Rejecting off the 78.6% level. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna keep that in mind. So that could be going long. GP Chef is interesting. This has been in a downtrend for a while. it was caught in some ranges over here. This inverse head and shoulders seems to have been broken, right? The structure for it just doesn't seem to be valid to me anymore. There's a counter trend line in play as well. So if I'm gonna keep it simple, if it breaks the counter trend line and this support level upon a retest, I'll enter a short. Plain and simple. Longs, I'm really not going to be looking at because the overall, I want to start going with the overall trend more, the overall structure, because on the high time frames, this is a downtrend. I want to stick to taking shorts for the most part. GPUSD not really understanding too much right now. Literally, it's been traveling along this range kind of thing, you can say, with converging trend lines, basically making a wedge pattern. Apart from that, I don't really see too much right now. Maybe in the lower time frames, there's a range forming. I'm going to let it play out for a couple of days and see what to do. Unless if it was to break above this, take a long, I don't know. But for the most part, it's been in a downtrend kind of structure, so that wouldn't really make sense taking a long on it. But let's see. All right, Euro JPY, sorry, has shifted its trend, so it is now making an uptrend structure. Very interesting. So it's also made a range. It's also traveling in the range box recently in the 4 hour as well, right? So there's a couple things that I may do. The most likely thing is if it was to break above this level over here, the weekly key level and the range box, I'm going to be taking a long. I did put a possibility for a short there as well because of the rejection over here, right? If it was to break that, I may expect it to come lower, but I'll probably stay away from that. The only thing I really want to be doing is looking for a long in this, and if it presents an opportunity, I will take that. Let me turn the charger on real quick before this dies on me. Cool, we Gucci. All right, GJ, sent to GP Chef, right? Bit of ranginess over here. Overall, it's been in a downtrend on weekly. Trend line in play as well. I'm gonna wait for it to either reject off this again or break that. Yeah. Yeah. UJ, this one is messing with my mind too much. So I've not even bothered doing any analysis. Like the amount of choppiness that is going on, like on a real, like if someone's trading this currently and like they can actually read what the hell's going on, like please like help your boy out, right? So let's move on to Euro GBP. Euro GBP. This is kind of the same as well. I feel like this is now in like a no man's land kind of situation. For me personally, I don't really see much going on. Not right now, at least anyway. Like, yes, still a massive range box. There's a couple support lines. It was, okay. So it's ranging over there. It broke out. Started ranging over there. Don't exactly know what's going on over there now, right? Only potential thing I can see is, okay, let's say for this, from this point onwards, right? So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But I know, like, I could potentially take a long, like, and if it was to break this monthly key level on a retest, take a long up to there. I don't know, maybe place my targets there. I don't know. Let's see. I'll work on that later. DXY I've actually not analyzed just yet. I'll probably do that literally straight after this call. And yeah, because I want to start doing that more. Actually, you know what? Let me just analyze DXY on call. Right? I've not actually analyzed anything on call before, so let's just do that right now. All right. So okay, usually what I do is actually, let me just run you down through how I analyze stuff. Okay, usually DXY, the way I analyze that is kind of a little bit different to the way I analyze most peers, but it's pretty much still the same gist because I'm not actually trading. I'm just getting it for like, you know, like a bias kind of thing, just to see where the direction is at. But let's get to it. What I will do is I will go onto the weekly chart, and the way I look at the charts, like, okay, you see how these candles are really small? I didn't use those ones I just use like one step further where they're slightly big. So it's not like crazy zoomed into like one particular part or anything like that. And it's not like crazy like zoomed out as well. So that is what I use, right? So it's usually what that encompasses on the weekly is like, you know, like a 2 to 3 year, uh, a 2 to 3 year time period, basically. What I will do is look for any major trends on the weekly time frame. That is pretty much all I do, and also just to see where the price is at right now. So I will draw my trend line from wick to wick, making it as accurate and precise as possible. So you got one touch there, and market may come down to actually officially touch that over there. It's not made a touch yet officially, but it may come down to do that. So what I'll do now is I'll establish that is in like technically an uptrend, right? Because price is moving up, which is signified by this line over here, trend line. Go onto the daily, make that bigger. Literally same. So the candle size is still the same, right? So not too small, not too big, but this one over here, I feel like it gives me enough range over here. So you're generally looking at about a 1 year time period in this basically. For example, right now it is middle of July, so July 16th, for example, over there, and this is like coming up to start of August, right? So pretty much a whole year snapshot over here. What I will do is bastard, because I've got my thing over there now. Yeah, I can't. Okay, let me smooth this along. It wasn't even that long. All I had to do was move it along. Anyways, so I will look for points on the chart where I can see prices, you know, bounced off of. So that was one point. Price bounced, came back to retest, failed to break, bounced off, came back below, tried to break below, failed, bounced off again. Pretty much same thing over here, bounced off again. Okay, over here it's actually broken off, comes over here, bounces off, carries on going up. And at the moment, we've got wick action over here, but this area has been kind of choppy, not gonna lie. So my aim usually is to do a couple of these, right? Obviously, you don't want to do it like, for example, all the way over here, right? What the hell is the point of that? Price is all the way over here. Why are you trying to draw support and resistance over there? It doesn't really make sense. So you want to do it at, you know, where the most recent price action is occurring, and somewhere where it's realistically enough, you know, going to go very soon, right? Actually, let me just see what I've done with this one. Right. So bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, bounce. Morningstar. Low wick rejections going on over here, right? And potentially there's a little something going on over here too. All right, now because we see a lot of wicks over here, right? I don't want to place one at, at the extreme lows over here. What I usually do is I will take this, and wherever most wicks touch, I will go over there, right? So now we've got a wick up to over here, and this wick just touched it and bounced off. This wick just touched it and bounced off, right? So that's showing me price is going to at least over there, but it's failing to break further past it. And if a candle break is, you know, manages to break that with some conviction, that suggests, you know what, it may carry on with further momentum to that side. But yeah, that is literally that for how I do the indexes. And I mean, I only do the dollar index. I have actually recently been thinking about doing the pound index as well, and obviously the basically the indexes for all the currencies that I trade. So, because I've been reading up on a couple of things. But yeah, let's see. Once I actually do it, then I'll mention the reason and the story for why. But yeah, I think that's it for me for now. I hope this was helpful. If you guys do want for me to do whole chart analysis from the scratch, I can do that too, right? So hopefully you've got like a bit of a gist of this one, but if you want me to actually analyze a few pairs, I can do that from next week. All right, so that's it for me for now. Hope everyone has a blessed trading week, myself included, because yeah, I've been a bit rocky right now, but hopefully you guys have a blessed trading week as well. If there's anything you want me to share, I can do so. And if you guys have any tips or advice for myself as well through watching this, then please let me know. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting. Please go do that. It actually helps me out a lot. And yeah, peace.